My sense of hearing, I can't like distinguish where things are coming from. It sounds like it's coming from that.
Oh, well, that's somebody else's music.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Se ele já não quer, se já não te vê, não adianta insistir. Tudo tem seu fim, mas se tu ainda o queres e o sentimento em ti ainda está a fluir, fique calmo e mesmo assim tiraram-te o ninho, mas não há asas para voar e durante o caminho ainda irás encontrar alguém para amar. E a fada do amor vais encontrar e será melhor para recordar. E o príncipe que sonhou vai retornar. Serás um condor livremente voar. O mundo não se acaba quando o amor termina. O fim de um é o começo de outro. Acredite no amor. Se ele já não quer, se já não te vê, não adianta insistir. Tudo tem seu fim, mas se tu ainda o queres e o sentimento em ti ainda está a fluir, fique calmo e mesmo assim tiraram-te o ninho, mas não há asas para voar e durante o caminho ainda irás encontrar alguém para amar. E a fada do amor vais encontrar e será melhor, vai ser e o príncipe que sonhou serás um condor vai livremente voar. O mundo não se acaba quando o amor termina. O fim de um é o começo de um outro. Acredite no amor. Os problemas sempre irão existir. Acredite no amor. Acredita no amor. Sempre. Nada te fará desistir. É só crer no que estás a sentir. Porque o amor vai se encarregar de te dirigir. E a fada do esse príncipe que sonhou serás um condor vai livremente voar. O mundo não se acaba quando o amor termina. O fim de um é o começo de um outro. Acredite no amor.
Let's do one more song. Let's do one more song. Which is totally different. Yeah, if I actually really tried this at home a lot and knew the song, you know. So I was like,
Then
oh, okay.
Monday.
So then evaluate. How are we going to the next one? Oh, it never got on the on my phone or something. Hold on.
Monday the 26th.
Oh, I see. Oh, here we go.
Well, no, I know I gotta get the dog to get ring dog, gotta see what day it is.
Problem, I was in a dark room, loud rooms, looking to make the vows.
Get shot, sit down, stand up, pass out, wake up, fade it, fade it.
Now I done grew around some people living their life in bottles. Granddaddy had the golden flask, next stroke every day in Chicago. Some people like the way it feels, some people want to kill their sorrow, some people want to fit in with the popular, that's my problem. I was in a dark room, loud rooms, looking to make a vow soon that I'ma get fucked up, filling up my cup. I see the crowd mood changing by the minute, and the record on repeat. Took a sip, then another sip, then somebody said to me, nigga, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you hit us when you move for the liquor, then you dive. Move for the liquor, then you dive. Then I wait a few bottles, then I watch them all fly. All the girls wanna play, man, watch. I got us when you move for the liquor and they dive. Then move for the liquor, I'ma dive.
Get shot, sit down, stand up, pass out, wake up, fade it, fade it.
Okay, now open your mind up and listen to me, Kendrick. I'm in your conscious, if you do not hear me, then you will be history, Kendrick. I'm in the national right now and I'm hoping to lead you to victory, Kendrick. If I take another one down, I'ma drown in some poison. I'm juicing my limit, I think that I'm feeling the vibe. I see the love in your eyes, I see the feeling of freedom is granted as soon as the damage of vodka arrives. This how you capitalize, this is for enjoy lives, deliberately. I'm over influenced by what you are doing, I thought I was doing the most, and someone said to me, nigga, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you hit us when you move for the liquor, then you dive. Move for the liquor, then you dive. Then I wait a few bottles, then I watch them all fly. All the girls wanna play, man, watch. I got us when we move for the liquor and they dive. Then move for the liquor, I'ma dive.
Get shot, sit down, stand up, pass out, wake up, fade it, fade it.
Nigga, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you hit us when you move for the liquor, then you dive. Move for the liquor, then you dive. Then I wait a few bottles, then I watch them all fly. All the girls wanna play, man, watch. I got us when you move for the liquor and they dive. Then move for the liquor, I'ma dive.
Get shot, sit down, stand up, pass out, wake up, fade it, fade it.
Okay, we'll do that at the end. Hey,
Do you have anything?
yeah, I want to go into, I don't know if this is a Balão Affogato, where you're here, and I know it's really listening to dominates, and then you start, and when I take my side step here to the side, quick side, quick side, quick side, side, quick side. Yeah, I wanna figure out how to do that nice and smooth.
Right now I feel,
Is that too much, Balene?
well, what are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking I gotta take my step and then turn it to
What,
the
as far
side.
as leading me through this?
Oh, what I'm thinking about is I prefer this arm to dominate, and then after I get it going, I'm gonna be kind of level, and you're gonna be the one doing this.
I think about lifting this side. This can still be the dominant arm, but remember you can't pull it down.
That's
So,
right, and then boom.
right now I feel like I'm being pulled too far
Okay.
down, which it feels bad now, but
Yeah.
it feels bad when she comes around through this corner here because it's like too low. So think about lifting that side, even though you're not attached to it. Maybe even.
Oh, to start like that, yeah.
And my limit is.
And I wanna just have a frame, yeah, completely a frame.
Okay, so you can't do this. Right?
That's too
way
much, right.
past my,
Well, so let me think, I just wanna, yeah, something like that, about right there is all we need. Yeah.
I really think about lifting that one. I like to use the side that I'm attached to. If you have this arm, this one's gonna be.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't
better
know,
to do it
they're,
from
they're
here.
both nice. I like to fill this over here on this side, so it is nice to have
Oh.
that be.
Oh, how do you mean? You mean that you're really, boom, tilt
I'm
it back like that?
trying to follow it till its end. So if you let it go all the way out there, it's gonna end up with like a really big thing. I think of it. It is going down, but it's more like. It's turning like open.
Wait, so you want me to open more than I'm opening? I'm just sort of tilting this way.
Well,
You
I
wanna go,
will end
boom.
up opening right when I go into the. It depends on the look that you want, right? So you can have it be linear or you can have it be more open, depending on.
Well,
what
once,
you do. Right now, your motion is kind of under and low, but I do feel like I should open based on what you're doing. But if you do this big, remember that my motion is going to be several times bigger than yours because of how she stretches
But-
and kind of contorts around it.
but I'd rather think of once you get going, I'm gonna be very stable, and you're gonna be, boom, wait, yeah. Yeah, and then you're gonna, boom, 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 boom.
This is ideal for me right now. This is like a good position for me to be in.
But
So
I'm still
if
not
you
using
can
this.
make me start this way, not start.
Yeah, not overdo it. Well, beginner's always a.
Remember it's the beginning, right? So you can build up over time, like a bigness, but
Mhm.
you wouldn't necessarily start big. Like I can feel it, and if I can't, then maybe I should
Mhm.
move. But I do just like this. It's ultra subtle.
You
I
mean
do
just
like a
with the
head thing.
hand?
It's my whole body, but it's little. Like you shouldn't really notice it. It's little.
Even literally than that? Hey, by the way, not that we need to go over, but when we did this, I tried to be smaller when we did boom, 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 boom. I tried to just use my frame.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But was it better? You didn't say anything, so I
I was just letting you dance first. Like I didn't give any techniques or anything for the first two songs. I have some that I give you.
Oh, of course! I mean, I'm sure we need to work on that. I was just trying to be smaller.
What I feel right now from all of your leads, for the most part, and we've talked about it before, is it's not really about doing a motion, right? So I don't like, yes, I am lifting, I'm doing this, but I'm manipulating her body in an exact way through mine at an exact time, and you can't just like do it. You have to kind of sense where she's actually at, and it's not like the end goal. Okay, I have it. Here is my end goal. I feel more like it was you. So I don't just do that, right, which you have right now, which is
Oh, I do it a little too
strong.
sharply, you're saying?
It's just that I did it without paying attention to you. It could be
Yeah.
sharp, but
Oh,
here,
you're right,
when
you're
I
right.
start,
Well, this is the case with everything I'm
right,
wearing.
I feel I'm tilting, but you're not going, right? Because you're talking
Oh,
and you're
yeah,
guiding.
yeah, yeah.
You can follow head
But
motion.
right, if I were a
But-
good follower, the tiniest thing you did, I would do something.
But as the leader, I'm aware that you are not moving. I know where your body is. I can tell it's not going. So I do it small enough. There, I know that you're going. So we're moving together throughout the whole thing. It's not me doing it, really quickly.
Out of nowhere.
As
Right.
I'm drawing it, I'm tilting, I'm making little adjustments to it, but you have to be sensitive to like her, you know, and where she actually is in that exact moment in time.
But I mean, it's funny, at least when I'm trying to learn what I'm supposed to do, you're the last thing I'm thinking about, which is, I know if I'm learning something, should be the first thing which would help me. But still, my brain has not learned to learn that way. And going, oh, I've got to do this. I have to do this. And I admit it, I don't have a single thought of what it does to your body.
It took Mark a long time too when he was your level. Every lesson was like, you're not paying attention to me at all, even a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I know.
it's a rite of passage.
Because that's why those people, the good ones, are so smooth, because they're just totally in sync. And his main concern, he's past technique, he just has to think about her, you know?
So already right now, I hate to say it, but you're not paying attention. It's different, it feels different than what you think. So you think you are,
No, that's okay.
but.
No, I wasn't, I don't think I was.
First we need to know what foot she's standing on, and what foot she should be standing on. So I would switch
Yeah,
and feel it.
right.
And just maybe switch back and forth and try to, you're doing a motion, but you're paying attention slowly. Feel how when you stop, I keep going for a little bit longer.
Yeah, 'cause that's what happens, that's physics, right? Unless I'm like rigid as hell.
Change it maybe a little bit, go a little bit faster with this.
Mm.
Give more space, less space. Now introduce a tilt of some sort to this.
But the question is, now that I'm thinking about your weight, I'm going, should I wait until you're on that foot, or you have to kind of do it when you're transitioning a little bit. You can't.
Right, so
just-
that's the thing.
Well,
like,
no,
when-
that's right. Get the weight and then do it.
Yeah, you have to get
Would
there
be easier
first,
for
right,
you,
before
yeah.
do it, yeah. So right now I feel like you're tilting before I arrive, which is a little tough. But
Well,
also
just like the
you,
Viradinhos, I was doing everything before.
if you're moving so you can't really feel as well, it's hard to feel like while you're both stepping. So
Mhm.
get there, be completely still, and then.
And worry about the beat later.
So,
Yeah.
and if you pay attention, you can feel that's the end, right? Try to go further and feel how it's like,
No,
it's
that feels too
different
much.
after
Well,
a certain point. But if you do it all at once, it's easy to go past the end thinking that.
Oh, that's
you know,
right, because you
got
go getting momentum going, you may not be able to stop it. Boom, boom.
Yes, so it feels really nice and flowy, and all of your leads, even walking, can be this way. But I would try to do it for the head. Now this could lift up higher from here. Right? Think of this is.
But wouldn't that make that go lower? I'm not letting that, look, I'm collapsing that, I'm not
No,
holding
I
you.
want to make some sort of device. Maybe I can.
You need a broomstick
I
or
came
something.
up. I need like Play-Doh. Hey Jamie, you have Play-Doh?
I don't.
Why not?
I
Why do we have Play-Doh
I
here?
don't know. That's a very good question.
Should be in every dance suit.
I think this bag will work if you want to.
Oh, what?
It's gotta be here. This is the table. Come on, come on. There's like a. I know this is. I'm doing my best. So this is like her spine. Right. Sitting. This is like the disc that's in between them. Right. When you lift aside, it doesn't really. It drops the other side low, but not a huge amount. When I drop
Oh, I see
it
what you're
down,
saying.
it goes down quite far. Right, so lifting does drop it down, but in a different way because it's actually, these are attached, pulling that up. Right, so the spine can be lengthened, right, by the pulling up on it. And so when you lift, it takes all of that up with it. When you
No,
press
that's a
down,
bit, but not exactly.
it does that. You hear the difference and you can see the difference. Even that is different than that. So when you're bringing the hand down on this side, you're still lifting up in the air because we're changing the shape, but it's just gonna do this. So this is her. This is her. And just keep them both the same, but lift one. See how that one drops? We don't want that. So we want to lift. I'm lifting even through. Actually, just tilt that way. So this side is going down, and the other side's coming up. But this arm is going to do this even while it's going down. It's pressing up.
So it's not a seesaw thing at
So
all.
it's not going like that, it's providing, we always provide upward support, the upward
Oh,
support
yeah.
feels for
I see.
cambres, even when she's down, I feel like I'm doing this, cause I'm
Mhm.
trying to lengthen the spine here,
Mhm.
so I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's right, yeah.
lift up both sides, but tilt, but notice I'm still lifting up
Mm.
versus tilt,
Mhm.
doing
And
that.
squishing the
right, so
vertebrae.
I'm
there.
trying to keep that, like her resting on this, keeping it nice and high, it's down, but I feel like she's laying on it, I feel like it's like strong. So press up, you just do right now. Like with the hand, like with the goal, remember your goal is spreading the vertebrae high. Yes, alright, now bring that whole thing down while still pressing up.
Like that. Oh, that's hard to do.
No, not quite. Lift from here,
Oh,
yes, but lift up here as well. Stay there, but lift up even higher here. Yes, okay, that's it.
hmm.
Right, so you can bring in.
That feels like, that's a lot of, yeah.
Even one down. Imagine someone falling, right, and you wanna catch them
Mhm.
and pick them up,
Mhm.
right, but not, you're just too weak to do it, so it's like you're trying to pick them up, but you can't, it's kind of moving away from it. So remember, lift from here, you don't want this to go down, this one goes down incidentally, but you want that.
While I'm still. Hmm.
Good, I'm gonna lay on it.
So
but
do I
should
think of
go
it as a
down.
barrier or?
Yes. Go too big or too big?
Or just too
Half
big?
that size, not completely down. Good, I think you can focus more on lifting. When you lift, it curves it, right? It's like a steering wheel.
Mhm.
You're turning the steering wheel this way. So go ahead, hold your imaginary wheel
Mhm.
and turn it to the right.
Mhm.
Right? Nothing's going down, the steering wheel's in the same spot, right? It's still bolted to the wall.
Mhm.
You're just moving around the outside of it. Now, imagine you're holding like a seesaw, lift doing into the seesaw.
Then it's
It's a
definitely-
different motion,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
It's one is coming around,
Mhm.
the other is going down, right? So you wanna turn your chest like it's a steering wheel.
Hmm. Yeah, I never
Yes,
thought of that.
and the hand goes in a little
But then,
bit when you do
but
that.
still, when I do that, my motion still seems like a seesaw, but I guess it's not necessarily. Okay.
One is this, and the other is
Right,
that. It's
right.
like, they're similar, right, but different shapes. The seesaw, if you imagine the seesaw, the hands stay in the same spot. The circle, they come in.
Mm. Oh, yeah, yeah, but I can't, actually, with you in this position, it's hard for me to visualize. Well, I guess I can visualize that.
Yes,
on
oh
the
my god,
shoulder
that's
blade.
good. That's really. Yeah, so it's not actually going down, it's kind of coming across like laterally.
Hmm.
Let's transfer, we'll slowly turn the wheel.
Then you feel that transfer.
Oh, yeah. So nice. And you want me to be down, so that's what you're gonna
Mhm.
feel if I do it right now. Lift up a little bit so I'm not quite so far
Mhm.
down. And that is probably your end position and the feeling that you should have.
And then, boy, then the transition into the new.
No, it's too different. The thing is called something.
Balão Pilão or something?
Balão, abogado. Balão means balloons. There's a lot of balaus.
Mhm.
And abogado refers to your footwork while you do it.
Mhm.
I don't call that balão abogado.
You ready?
It's definitely not balão abogado. It could be a balão, but it's got like a different name. But you're basically stepping in a circle.
Maybe it's a
Um,
pilão, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My head could be on the same side, so right foot, right head, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 1, or it could be opposite, 1.
Good.
Hey, how are you?
It looks like you're trying to do the opposite side. Is that right?
Well, no, when
Yeah.
I've got you there, I'm gonna then, I'm gonna
Yes.
take this step. Well, no, I'm confused. I'm gonna immediately dip. And on the quick, that's when you lean back. And then,
If I were you, would you consider skipping that section and going straight to 1? Yeah, you don't have to start head motions over here. You could if you want to, but if I was doing it and I wanted her over here on 1, I would just start there on 1.
that's funny, all the people taught it the other way, and they just do it so easily.
You can do it either, right, so.
No, I still wanna work on this way. But, yeah, you're right, I'm letting it collapse.
Yes. Let it go down.
So I think of
and
this is
see-
like, this is the pivot point of your shoulder blade?
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's your spine.
If you bring it too far down, the scapula kind of like goes in to like the other bone and like presses against it in a way that like compresses it. When you keep it high, it's not exciting.
And then. I guess I could just do the next slow.
I like it slow. Get used to it. Get faster. You sent me across a little bit later that time. Before you were sending straight over on one, and that time you.
This time I did more of a circle.
The way you're trying to do it is 1, 3, 4, 5.
But that's not what I.
That's what you've been doing. So I assume this is what it.
Well, but you're right, I want to do this.
I don't know what you want to do. You tell me what you want.
No, I want, it's like you were saying, I mean, if we were doing it out
So
loud.
do it with me as a
Ooh.
girl. As a girl, do it. That's your pretty. So both a girl. When we're doing the head motion, the head is tight.
This would be going down.
The head is tight to the feet, and it can either be exactly with it or it can be opposite. So we're gonna step on 1 with the right foot and put our hands to the right. 1. Okay, good. So that's on the same side. So we could do that. 1. We'd come around back on 3, 4. 3, 4, we'd be backwards. 5, we get to the side. So that's the slowest. Quick, go forward. 1, right foot, right side. 3, 4, 5, sideways, exactly sideways. 7, 8, pass. 1, 3, 4, so it's exactly even. Go ahead and do that one with me. There's 2, they're both correct.
So,
So 7, 8.
well, you know, you're right. How do I get all the way over there?
You could,
7, 8, 1, 3.
but it's hard. It would be hard to do starting on 8 because there's no pass-through time, right?
Well-
7, 8, we're supposed to be in the middle. But you could, you kind of.
What I think I notice is the way they really, step in. In other words, they're here, and then they step in like that. You see?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then they're in motion. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I need to support you all the way. Would you help you? Exactly like that.
It feels so much better.
Why is it to help your spine? I would do that on the side.
Plus option 1. Option number 2 is girl again. Do it opposite. Right, so now I'm gonna go 1. I'm gonna. Over here. 1, 3, 4. Maybe we got nothing. So we'll start this way. So right foot goes, head to the left. 1.
That's crazy. But you can do it.
Now we come across 3, 4. As we go on the left foot, our heads to the right side. 1, 3, 1, we're left, 1, down, and 5.
Well, any follower think I'm totally off base?
No, they're both correct.
Yeah.
They're both equally correct.
Yeah, the only other thing I saw was, we were going this way, was it going counter?
Or third option is to not tie it to the footwork at all and do whatever. So it could be 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 4, 5.
If you're gonna be
And
confident.
then you're not tying it to anyway. So those are your 3 options. The one that you naturally have done every single time, except when I told you that there were other options, is to do the opposite footwork. So I would just keep working with that because it's something you automatically do.
The usual number 1.
And no, there's no usual. You made that up, but it could
That
be
I
either.
see, well, in other words, I wanna do what I visualize.
I like
But
them
I'll do
both.
both.
I like them both.
That's amazing. So, 1, yeah.
Now we're gonna go 1, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It already feels fine. 1. Let me see if we're just right here. Let me do it. 1. I feel like I'm swinging you across too fast.
Are you too slow? I'm trying to accelerate you because it's not timing out exactly with this. Are you gonna lift this? Lift.
Yeah, that's right. The current really does swirl, so they do things.
Yep, so you can do either. I don't really think about it. When I do it, I just end up where I end up. Where it becomes relevant is the ending. Because if her head's here on the same side, some endings are gonna work, other ones won't. If she's here, some endings are gonna work, other ones aren't. If she's here, you know, same thing. So you wanna try to put her in a position that's like exact, right? So when you're on 8 at the end, I have her here and I know some moves that I can use to get out. Right now though, you're just doing the same exit for both of them, which is the easy one. Where you just end up, so.
Now, before we run out of time, I can start working on that. What were some of the other things you were gonna point out while we were dancing? Probably about the Viradinho. I know it had to be better than last week, but I don't know if it was still any good.
Sometimes when you are told something, people are told something, they exaggerate it kind of in the
I
opposite
always
direction.
until I learned.
Right, until
I
you
always
learn it.
exaggerate.
So right now, you've got a couple of Viradinhos. You're facing.
Yeah, I totally forgot to do the hip bump.
One of the Viradinhos is normal, so we stay together. One of the keys to this one is that she gets in front of you on 5 because you want her in front of you at the end, so you let her pass you a little bit. And everything about my arms at the end is leading her to feel that she has 5, 7, 8. So yes, I'm waiting, but as soon as 5, 7, both arms move on. The other one,
The step is straightforward and then you almost immediately start turning.
The other one's 5, and that feels linear. And then this feels very strong right here. Very close and away. But feel how that is different than that. One kind of reaches out and around with the goal of closing her. The other is more of a sharp kind of in, away. It doesn't have the same kind of flowy, loose sort of sensation. But now since you're focusing so much on showing me earlier, I feel like the normal one kind of feels like the stop one.
Okay, you're gonna have to let me do it and show me. I'm not getting it. Okay.
So on site, we talked about how we have to let her step 5 first and not
Oh,
close
am I
her
letting you
too
get way
early.
behind here?
Don't worry about that. So we're gonna walk forward. Okay. And then it's a little bit too big.
So I need to be behind.
So if you want to do the regular one, it needs to be behind her a little bit. So this arm kind of pushes her forward a little bit. You want me to feel like there's an energy that comes forward and around without stopping.
Right, nice and smooth. Okay.
Yes, and this arm is relaxed. It doesn't feel like it's about to tense and create any tension that should block me.
Well, let me do it.
Okay, now the other one, which doesn't matter, we'll do the other one. The other one doesn't matter.
What,
if
with the
she's-
hip bump or something?
With the stop and the reverse. You did 2 a bunch of times. One of them is this, where maybe we stopped right here, and you did one, that was that, but we kept walking. Yeah. So
I
either-
never did the one where I came in front of you. Sorry.
But we didn't care about that one. So for the one where you're gonna stop me, it is very linear. And you don't have to get in front of her. So we're a little more even here. You can get a little bit
Oh.
bigger if you want, because it doesn't matter. We're not gonna bring her in front anyway, so it doesn't matter. And we turn in sharp. And feel the difference how this arm stays still now.
Oh, as it's
Right, it's
purely a pivot,
turning, but it's purely versus the other one turns and
Right,
goes
and pushes
forward.
through, yeah.
So in your effort not to turn me too early, you're accidentally leaving it in place for a little bit too long and not bringing it around like really enough now.
There we go. Okay.
So you should know on 5 what direction I'm going next. Yes. Those are both circles.
Oh, that's right, and you wanted me to do this.
Okay, super obvious again.
Okay.
What was it? When you're doing these things,
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow it. Go ahead and
Okay.
exactly the way you're leading.
Cool. Yeah. I'm not making you. How did
So
it make you go down?
you visually are in the shape, but it's not actually. There's probably something for next time. But go ahead and do it again. One, the key to this being rounding is that I've run out of space. And right now, even though you're in the shape, I have plenty of space.
Oh, okay.
So you want the reason you're leaning away is so it feels taut at the end.
And then you have to go.
And
I
now
have to go down to
and
make
now I
you go
don't
down.
have a choice.
Right.
Now from here you have to pull this. So you're gonna lean away. I shouldn't
Oh,
run
that's
out of
right.
space. Pull it. Lean away.
But then how do I tighten it up at the end?
That shot is okay. So look at this one. And then this one.
Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty.
So it's remember that the lean away isn't a visual lead, it's not decorative, it's
Right.
you're
It's
leaning
to
away to
give you a
take,
barrier again.
to
Give
take
you a
your
barrier.
arms away. That's all
Yeah.
about
So you
barriers.
kind of say you have no choice. Yeah.
If she
In a
tried
nice
to
way.
step,
In
she'd
a
end
nice
up
way.
like destroying her frame, right? She has no
Right.
choice but to turn on the spot. You can't make her rendezvous. She has a choice. So when she lands on this, you pull it really fast and
Mhm.
don't give her any more space in that direction.
Okay. So was that a 30-minute or a 40-minute? Do our other side.